This audio was brought to you by listeners like you. Learn more after the audio. Oh, good evening. It's you. Apologies. I didn't recognize you, my friend. The light of the lanterns turned you into little more than a silhouette. My eye wasn't of much help either. But, what brings you out here so late? You rarely visit me at this hour. Are you all right? I hope nothing bad happened to you. You're too kind. I appreciate the generosity, my dear, but leftover dinner really isn't a good excuse to roam the streets late at night. You don't know who else might be hiding in the dark. Listen, you'd do well to put a little faith into my warnings. I've spent many years of my life out on the streets of this God-forsaken city. Sometimes here, sometimes there. Always looking for a place to spend the night. Rarely sleeping. I've seen what those who wander in the shadows are capable of. I know you have as well. The dark serves as a disguise for many evils. Thieves, robbers, murderers. No one is safe at night. Not you or me or anyone. Villainy does not discriminate. Your father may have earned great respect during the day, but at dusk even the rank of a lieutenant loses its authority, and you in turn lose your protection. No matter how good your intentions may be, it is not worth taking the risk. Oh, please excuse me. The cold hasn't been kind to me lately. Don't worry. I'll be all right, friend. Listen, that won't be necessary, please. I promise I'm warm enough for the night. We can see about another blanket tomorrow if you'd like to join me. But for tonight, I'd prefer if you didn't walk through these streets by yourself, especially not to do me yet another favor. I want to make sure you arrive home safely tonight. I'll see to it myself. I can see why the lieutenant likes to keep such a close eye on you, even now that you live by yourself. He'd be furious if he knew you were sneaking around the dark alleys at this hour, just to bring some food to a lonely, freezing lowlife. Hell, he'd probably have me arrested. He certainly wouldn't think too highly of me. I still don't understand why you took a liking to me to begin with, but I won't complain. Fine, fine. Perhaps I was the one to approach you first, but I couldn't simply have left you standing there, talking to that man when you were clearly so uncomfortable. Anyone would have done the same. I'm all right. I'm all right. Just a little under the weather. I'll be better soon. At least I hope to be. My friend, I appreciate the sentiment, but no amount of food or sleep in the world would be able to cure me. I know of only one thing that may help, but it's out of reach. Not even you can acquire it for me. It's not a matter of funds, more of a moral dilemma. I don't even dare mention it. I don't think you quite understand the severity of my condition. Then again, how could you? You've only ever seen the effects of one of them. Oh, it's nothing, my friend, I assure you. Just another one of my many ailments. Nothing infectious, my dear. There's no need to worry. I suppose it doesn't matter. I might as well let you know. You'd be too stubborn to let go of this topic anyhow. It may even take the weight off of my soul. But please, promise me that you won't run. I can guarantee that you're safe in my presence, but I can't promise what is lurking in the shadows, even as we speak. Here, sit down beside me, my friend. It'd be better to stay hidden in the darkness. We should avoid drawing too much attention towards ourselves. Where to start? Perhaps it'd be best if I simply told you everything from the beginning. Honesty is usually the superior route, wouldn't you agree? I don't remember much when it comes to my childhood, but I never had much to my name except, well, my name. My mother handed me over to an orphanage, along with a note that simply read the word Amias. There's no need to feel sorry, my dear. Every life starts differently. It's what we make of it that matters. I may have never had a family in the traditional sense, but I've met people along the way. People like you who don't shy away from a rough exterior. And that's all that matters to me. That's all I have left. Most of my life was spent hiding away in the corners and dead ends of the city, away from the lights, but never entirely out of view. I can feel the eyes on me, the way every single passerby glances in my direction as soon as I'm caught in their peripheral vision. I don't blame them. They're on the lookout for criminals and other evildoers just as much as I am, but that doesn't mean their judgment hurts any less. The way they look at me, like I'm nothing more than an animal. Instead of feeling compassion for the circumstances I find myself in, they quickly look away, as though simply ignoring the iniquity around them will make it go away. Nowhere to call home, not welcome in even the filthiest side street my hometown had to offer. I've tried again and again to start over. Often it took me several days to reach the next town, since I had to travel by foot. But it's not easy for someone like me to build a new life. There's plenty of workers these days, and employers would rather hire someone with two fully functioning eyes. And it's only been getting worse. I used to be able to recognize faces with my bad eye alone, but recently I'm barely able to see more than blurred shapes. The flickering of the lanterns only aggravates its condition. My eye burns and tears up if I merely turn my head towards the street lights. One night, after I'd been rejected at a carpentry for this exact reason, I was attacked. I've been robbed plenty of times before. I never had much, but thieves don't care whether you carry gold or copper. Frankly, I was used to losing my last savings over and over again. But this time it was different. This is a difficult tale to tell. Are you sure you want to hear it? Perhaps it would be better if you didn't know after all. This is the kind of knowledge I can't simply take back. I don't want it to linger on your conscience. I don't want you to think about me differently. Losing our friendship, I don't even dare imagine it. Thank you. That means a lot, though I doubt you can imagine the weight of this story. Okay. That night, I heard footsteps behind me. I turned around, expecting yet another knife to be pointed at me by a hooded thief. Instead, I found myself across a well-dressed, nicely groomed gentleman. He looked like a man of high standing, judging by the expensive fabrics and golden jewelry. I thought he might have gotten lost, or otherwise needed assistance, since the area was mostly occupied by workers, beggars, and others of lower rank. I struck up a conversation in an attempt to gain his favor, and perhaps a position at his estate. I was pleasantly surprised by his attitude towards me at first. He introduced himself. He said his name was Lord Salazar, and that he was visiting for an important deal that was supposed to be struck that night. He asked me to show him the way towards the town center, even joking about how someone like me must know these streets best. I briefly let down my guard as I turned my back towards him to point out a shortcut. Next, I can remember, I felt his hand around the back of my neck, his nails digging deeply into my skin, enough to draw blood. Before I could fight back, he spun me around, his face only inches from mine. I'll never forget the look in his eyes, those piercing green eyes that stared at me so intensely, examining every part of my face. But at the same time, it seemed like he didn't see Me. He looked past me. No, through me. Like I was nothing more to him than prey. I tried to scream, but somehow I couldn't gather the strength. I've never felt so defenseless before. I was alone with this stranger in the middle of the night. No help to be found. No way to escape. He placed his hand on my face, lifting up my chin. It was only when he bared his fangs and I felt his ice-cold skin on mine that I realized the true danger I was in. He bit me. Right here. I have the scars to prove it. He didn't take much. If memory serves correctly, it didn't last for more than a few seconds. But nonetheless, the agony was unlike anything I've ever felt before. Even after he let go of me, it was unrelenting. The sharp, pulsating pain in my neck started to spread towards my head, my chest, my arms. Eventually, it enveloped my entire body. I must have passed out, but when I woke up the following morning, I was different. Still in pain and feverish, but different somehow. Something changed. Something crucial. I can't even properly put my finger on it. It's not strong at all, but somewhere within me there's this feeling, this slight sense of hunger, or thirst rather, a craving for b- blood. No, please don't shy away, my friend. My heart wouldn't be able to take it. I'm not a monster. You'll just, please, trust me. Here, touch my hand. My skin is warm, or at least it's as warm as can be expected in this weather. But it isn't as cold as ice. It's not undead. Please, my dear, just let me prove it to you. Thank you. Thank you so much for trusting me. See, I'm alive. My skin feels warm. I don't feel the urge to lunge at others. I'm human, I think. But it's like wishing for a taste of an expensive beverage. It's a simple wish, not a necessity, and to receive it is both a luxury and entirely impossible. I know I'm not imagining it, though. I'm ashamed to admit it, but I've drank the blood of animals before. Please don't think I enjoyed doing so. It's just, I had to try. I couldn't get it off my mind. I had to, at least try to, fix this. To make up for whatever happened to me when I was attacked by this creature. I didn't enjoy it. Drinking blood, I mean. Not 1 second of it. The feeling of its wet fur in my hands. the blood running from the edges of my mouth. I've never felt so nauseous before. So dirty. So guilty. Afterwards, I felt better for a short while. The craving was gone, and I even felt stronger, in a way. I might have imagined it, but I could have sworn even my sight was clearer, sharper, better than it had been in years. But other than that, look, they're like fangs. I I think they must have developed over time, after I was bitten. I first noticed them some time after the incident. I'm so scared I might be turning into him. Last week, I saw him. He walked by this alley, only straying from his path to avoid the light of the lanterns. And then he stopped, right as he was about to walk past. His head turned, and for just a moment we made eye contact. I'm sure he was out on a hunt, but he must have realized that I'm not fit for a meal. I'm not sure whether it was my vampiric side or the scent of the disease within me driving him away. For a split second, despite what he'd done to me, and how much I feared ever encountering him again, just for a blink of an eye, I wish he'd recognize me, acknowledge me as his kin, at least show a glimmer of interest. Instead, he turned away, disgust written on his face. But that's why you need to stay home at night. I need you to be safe. I need to know you won't suffer in the same way that I do. I need to know the only person I have left in this world will see another day. The only person I truly care about. Promise me, you'll stay in your apartment as soon as the sun sets. Keep the door locked and the windows and curtains shut tight. I don't know what Salazar is capable of. Please tell me you'll do what's best for your well-being just once in your life. Please, I need to know. I'll hold you to it. I don't know what to do anymore. The effect of the blood, it wears off after a while. My vision fades and the craving returns, each time stronger than the last. It's a small difference, almost minuscule, but over time it has become noticeable. And the longer I disobey the hunger, the more it hurts. I can't keep on like I have. I feel so selfish. I can't stand the feeling of taking an innocent creature's life for any longer. And I fear that one day, a simple rat won't be enough anymore. That one day, I may crave nothing more but to drink from a human, a person. There's no cure for me. Neither for this thirst, nor for my other ailments. I've tried anything I could get my hands on. Any herb, salve, or snake oil I was able to afford. Nothing helps. Not anymore. There are only two outcomes I can imagine. Either I waste away while the disease and hunger consume me, or I keep drinking blood and taking lives until I'm eventually caught by a hunter. Only one of these paths allows me to retain my humanity. I don't want to hurt anyone. All I ever wanted was to live and lead a life I could be proud of, but the thought of losing myself in this, the thought of hurting someone, the scene keeps playing in the back of my mind. Now you find me the day I become something I'm not. A monster. You walk up to me, expecting to be greeted by a friendly face. And I kill you, without a second thought. That I don't see my best friend in you, but prey, just like he did. I've made up my mind ever since we've become friends. I wasn't certain I'd be able to do it before, but now I have a reason to keep it together. I'll abstain from drinking blood, and if it claims my life, so it shall be. Hey, shh, don't cry, my dear. You'll be all right. I still have some time left. I won't leave before I know that you're safe from him. Let me dry your tears. Seeing you like this, you really do care about me, don't you? Maybe it would have been better if you feared me after all. At least my death would bring you comfort rather than pain. I believe it'd be best if I walked you home now. You might catch a cold if you stay out here any longer. Come on, my dear. Let's bring you home. No, I'm fine. Excuse me, I think I have to sit back down. I'll may I'll I'll walk you home tonight. I promise. I just need a moment. I'm sorry. I've been trying to ignore it for a while now, but my strength is going faster than I could have anticipated. In truth, I'm not sure how much longer I have. What what are you doing? No. No, there's no way. Did you not listen to what I just told you? Why would you just offer yourself to me like this? Do you not realize the dangers? I can't. I won't. I'd never dare to cause you any pain, much less to bite you. What if I turn you? What if you become like me? I don't want to do that to you. You have so much to live for. You have ambition and a family. I don't want to take that away from you for my own selfish gain. I wouldn't know what to do with myself if you came to suffer from your own charity. Even if I used your blood to improve my health, I'd have to drink again eventually. What if I crave your blood the next time around? What if I lose control of it? I've never had human blood before. I don't want to force you into making such a great sacrifice, over and over again. Even considering it, it makes me feel like a leech. Love, no. Please, don't look so sad. Please don't feel for 1 second that you are responsible for my well-being. If you keep insisting, I don't know how much longer I can say no for. I'm so scared. I don't want to die. I You're all I've got. Please, come here. I need to hold you. Please tell me that you take it back. Please tell me I can't drink your blood. Don't make me choose your well-being against mine. It's a cruel decision to confront a dying man with. Since you insist, I will make an attempt. But if you change your mind, stop me. Promise you'll stop me. Lay your hand in mine, just like you did before. The skin on your wrist, it's so soft, so delicate. I never imagined I'd be the one to cause it to bleed. I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. There. I've drawn blood. I hope it didn't hurt you too much. Did it? I can't even look you in the eyes right now. I've never been so ashamed of myself. Let's get this over with. It tastes so metallic. I think that's enough. I don't want to hurt you. Here, let me apply some pressure. I tried to be gentle, but even now you worry. It usually takes a bit to set in, but I think I'm better. Thanks to you, my dear. You didn't have to. I hope you know that. The thought of what I just did, it makes me feel a bit nauseous. Let's take a moment until the bleeding has stopped. I'll walk you home, just as I promised. Again, thank you.
This audio was sponsored by the apostles listed on screen through Patreon and YouTube memberships. Both can be found below.